pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Jared, would you pray for us?
Sir, our Father in heaven, we come to you at this time, Lord, giving you thanks for the many blessings that you've blessed us with. We thank you, Father, for the rain that you sent us over the weekend. We're thankful for the sunshine we have today. Lord, we ask that you would bless this club and our meeting today, be with our speaker and give him a ready recollection of what he has to tell us. And thank you just so much for this camaraderie, this time that you've given us to come together. We ask, Lord, that you would help us to bless you and praise you in everything we do. It's in your Son's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Nelson, so good to see you.
Yes, sir. And this is my first time with you as president.
Okay. Yeah,
And
for
you
your
did
rank.
right. Yeah. So you do know that the president is you do know that the president is supposed to sing the song first.
Okay. What are we singing?
We're going to sing Rotary. We're going to sing You All Need Work on the second verse still. So
No kidding.
we're going to sing both verses. Here we go.
R-O-T-A-R-Y, that spells Rotary. R-O-T-A-R-Y is known on land and sea. From north to south, from east to west, he profits most who serves the best. R-O-T-A-R-Y, that spells Rotary. R-O-T-A-R-Y, that spells Rotary.
No fair.
R-O-T-A-R-Y is one great family, where friendship binds for man's uplift, where each one strives his best to give. R-O-T-A-R-Y, that spells Rotary.
We're going to need some work on that second part of the second verse.
I didn't know.
Yeah, that's what we need to do. Aaron, we need to do the songs on the screen.
Good job, everybody. Welcome to New Rotary Year. I'm glad you're here today. Great job singing. That was marvelous. We have a Sergeant at Arms today. Ron's our new Sergeant at Arms. I don't think he has anything for us today. Anything you want to say, Ron?
No, not today. Unless Johnny has a leftover joke.
Y'all fired me, I'm good.
Amanda, you have a secretary's report for us?
I had something we told him.
Sorry, I left at Steve's joke. Steve made a joke for Johnny. Sorry. I do. We have several Rotarians here today. Actually, almost a full house. So it's good to see everybody. Joseph from the Guard is back there. Thank you, Joseph, for all the great publicity you've been giving us here lately. We appreciate it. And Ryan, do you have a couple of guests with you today?
I do. I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Ryan now. I feel like I've been gone so long. This is Colby, my son. He's been here several times with me. And this is my daughter, Brooklyn. She's been here.
And Steve, do you have a guest, not a guest?
As usual, school's out, so I have my wife, Ellen, here with me.
And Donna, do you have a guest with you?
I do. Alan Perry is a technician that we recently hired, does our information services. And he's been in the business for over 20 years, so we're looking forward to his expertise to be applied.
Great. Well,
Yes, he does.
also, if anyone here is going to see Dr. Bates soon, or can drop by and see Dr. Bates soon, he was one of our community award winners that didn't make it to the banquet the other day, and I have his plaque and his award here. If you are able to deliver that to him, will you please see me after the meeting? That's all I have.
All right, thank you, Amanda. Dwight's not here, but he showed us the financials at the board meeting. Everything's good, so I don't know that invoices have been mailed out, but I think we're in good shape on that. Service chair, Deanne is not here either, but I'll tell you a little bit about the service projects we have coming up. The board voted, and we wanted to let everyone know about an event that Butch brought to our attention on July 22nd from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's the South Winds Conference. Batesville Torpedoes, there's a swim meet, and they need some volunteers to come out and help them staff that event. So if anyone wants to do that, it's July 22nd from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Butch can give you more information about it, or I can too. Okay. July 29th is the White River Canoe Race. That's a Saturday. We need lots of people to sign up. We're doing that event again with the Batesville Kiwanis Club. So please let me know if you can help. We will pass around a sheet at the next meeting for you to sign up, but please put that on your calendar. And if you don't have a Rotarian at Work shirt, let's get one. Let's all show up and wear our shirts to show that we're Rotarians. The Independence County Fair, I mentioned to you by email that we've done that in the past. The way it works is that we help the fair collect tickets if they ask us for help. They haven't asked us for help this year, so we're not going to go. I guess they've got lots of people to staff it. August 7th, the district governor is going to come visit us. She has asked that we promote literacy as part of her program this year. And in lieu of the speaker's gift, I still want to get her something from Batesville, y'all. Somebody help me with that. But she wants us to donate books to the local library. Even after she speaks on August 7th, she wants to go that day after the event and donate the books. So we have some books here. I don't know how many books we have, but if you can bring some more books for us to donate, that would be great. That's all we have for service except for August 2nd at 5:30. I'm sure you all saw that. That's our Help and Hope night. It's our first night at 5:30 p.m. We're going to go every first Wednesday of the month and help and hope. So please put that on your calendar too. Finally, we have Ron Carter was our door greeter today. Thank you, Ron. You did a great job as a door greeter.
I've been everybody here and this is the
You see Dale Cole tell him next week is his week to be the door greeter. If nobody has anything else, I think it's time for our speaker to be introduced. Amanda.
Okay, that down. Today, our special guest our speaker is our newest Rotarian. We inducted him at the award banquet last week. If you missed it, I hope everyone had as good a time as I did. It was a well-attended event. We had over 80 people in attendance. It was very exciting. But Dr. Michael Hester is the new superintendent for Batesville School District. He was born in Morrilton, Arkansas, and graduated from Perryville High School. He earned his bachelor's degree in speech communication and education from Mid-American Nazarene University. He obtained a master's degree in school administration from the University of Central Oklahoma and completed his doctorate in educational leadership from Wichita State University. He began his educational career in Oklahoma, teaching English and speech while coaching and owning a construction company. He returned to Kansas in 1990, where he spent 23 years as a head high school principal. In 2013, he transitioned to assistant superintendent position with Topeka Public Schools, serving 15,000 students. He supervises 5 high schools, 6 middle schools, the district technology, and all secondary activities. He assists with elementary education for the transitions and instructional leader technology. Dr. Hester has an innovative and visionary leader reputation. In 2014, he helped establish the Topeka Center for Advanced Learning and Careers, a business partnership for high school students to enter into a career from high school. Dr. Hester has published articles in the International Journal of Education Management and the Journal of Urban Education. He has presented to educational groups on a local, state, national, and international level. He serves as an advocate for high school achievement for all students. He is known as an excellent communicator. He has built and managed the district budget, managed facility improvement projects, and led the district technology plan. He works directly with the curriculum, transportation, activities, staff development, HR, and personnel, Title I, SIG grants, school improvement, and PR communications. The last 2 decades of successful administration experience has allowed him to scrimmage with a wide range of legal and financial issues that will benefit the Batesville School District and future policy and procedural issues. Dr. Hester has improved student progress and closed achievement gaps in rural, urban, and suburban public schools. With a variety of educational leadership, he brings innovation and creativity to problem-solving opportunities to the Batesville Public Schools that has a rich history of growth and achievement. He strives to be supportive, visible, transparent, and to use common sense in the confusing and fast-paced issues that districts face today. He is actively involved with his church and has been involved in several community organizations. He is the past president of Rotary, Lions Club, and the Education Committee for the Chamber of Commerce. He serves on the board of Young Life in Topeka, which is an international ministry in public schools for secondary students and teen pregnancy. He is visible in the community, collaborative in his work, and is highly respected by his staff and as a productive and positive leader. So let's welcome Mike as he wants us to call him.
So when you supervise 15,000 kids, you get a lot of great stories. And probably the best one when I was dealing with principals was that we had this kid just dead center. We had him on video for whatever transgression he had done in school, and the principal had him there. And of course, come to that ultimate question of, is there anything you want to tell me about this situation? And we're trying to see how truthful this person's going to be. And this person looks over and he sees the video cameras and he sees the documentation that the principal's done with the investigation in front of him. And he basically just throws his hands up and goes, "No, but did you know you can save 15% with Geico?" And I'm telling you, it worked. It worked. The principal let him off. She was rolling so heavy, she just rolled, she let him off. So that does work if you get in a pinch. Just so you know. Okay? All right. Well, I'm here to talk to you today about Students First. And that's going to be our branding for the Batesville Public Schools. And each year we'll have a motto, and our motto this year is working as a family for continuous improvement. Because education is a people's business first, and we're an educational family. Whether it's our staff, whether we take care of each other, whether it's the families that we have the care and feeding for all day in most cases, and even through the summer. And so we're an educational family, and that's the way we go about our business. And I want to talk to you a little bit about it, and then we'll ask, I'll leave a lot of room for questions too, because I want to hear from you, and maybe some of the things that we talked about today, maybe we can hear from you, because we'll be on a listening tour this first semester. All right, Aaron? So when we went through the interview process, there was about 88 people involved in this process with the Batesville School District. And it would be about 5 or 6 committees, 12, 15 on a committee. And so at the end when they said, "Do you have any questions for us?" I said, "What are you looking for in a superintendent?" And this was some of the things, this is one of the questions I asked them. And so this ended up being the 6 top things, because it's a courtship. Are you right for the district? Is the district right for you? And they've got a decision to make, you've got a decision to make. So when I got back, I took all those 88 responses and put them down into, categorized them, and this was what they ended up coming up with, that they wanted somebody approachable. And I think that's a great compliment to Mr. Gary Anderson. He is a very approachable person. He's out and about, and this district did not want to lose that great talent and ability he has. And also relationships. We've all been where in change of leadership, sometimes it's better than others. And they did not want to lose the kind of relationships that you have with staff. Again, this is an educational people business, an educational family business. And so relationship is a big part of this. And if you'll look and see, not a lot of those probably have to do with an educational degree or any kind of degree. These are people skills, because it's a people business. Being very supportive. We live in some very dynamic times in education where the rules are changing, whether it's about finance, whether it's about the legal policies, whether it's about our testing and how we measure success in our schools. So some very dynamic changes, and that takes a lot of support. And then listens. One of the things we're going to do is we've already started our listening tours, but we're going to be going through a strategic planning process with the Board of Education and our leadership, and then we'll be making listening tours this first semester from all stakeholders. And that means not only classified certified staff from our district, but with you as stakeholders in the community as well. So you'll be hearing and seeing more about that as we listen to folks about where we want to go, what we want to do, and what are the best things that we do that we need to keep bringing forward. And then a visionary. And I love that part of this job in that you get to vision with other folks, because I see the future every day. I get to touch and see the future every day. And so you have to be a visionary to be able to touch that and to prep for it, because again, you've heard that there's the jobs that they're going to be doing, most of them we haven't heard or seen, or it's going to change so fast for all of us. And then community involvement. And my wife and I, we've always been involved with community. We love it. That's just part of how we feel fulfilled ourselves, is being able to be involved. All right, Aaron? So these are my 4 educational philosophies. And we get into these kind of things a lot with more of the academic realms, but I believe in personalized student achievement. And what that means is that we will take each kid and we will have them a personal plan of growth for their career and for their prep through K through 12. And so we use a lot of collaboration. It's called professional learning communities in education with this. And we will have a written, taught, and tested curriculum so that we can show that growth and that we can make sure that there are no holes or gaps in that K through 12 process on the people product that we deliver when they exit. And then to attract and retain the best staff. Obviously, when you talk about students first, the best thing you can do, the best thing I can do, is to give your children the best teacher there is to offer daily. Because when you think about how much time they spend with your child, my child, that's the best gift I can give them. Where we start is attracting and then retaining the best staff. And then collaboration with all stakeholders. Again, this is a fun, exciting time. We're going to go through the listen tours. We're going to develop a strategic plan that's even tied into the impact study that you're using now in Batesville. And so we'll be pulling that together. Everybody has their pet projects, and we only have so many limited resources. So with the board, we'll be pulling all this collaboration with stakeholders and then putting a focus to a strategic plan. And then leadership and systemic accountability. And so leadership, I think, I love being a part of it. I think it's the best way to make progress. And I think leaders have the biggest impact on the entire system. And so we're going to not only keep leaders accountable, but we're also going to help develop those leadership qualities that people want to follow, or that is supportive, and all those things that you saw that they wanted out of a superintendent, they wanted out of their building principals too. They wanted out of their directors in our district. Those are the kind of qualities and leadership we want to develop, and we're going to do it as an educational family. Okay? All right, so the second question I would ask all the 88 committee members was, so what are the challenges at Batesville? When we hit the ground running, what are the things that we need to know? And this is what 88 of those people involved said. Attract and retain the best staff. And you saw that on my philosophy. But what does that mean here? That means we have to find the money. We're not as high on the teacher scale. In fact, in some areas we're below the state average. And so we've been either losing or not attracting our first choices because of that. And that's even in the impact study through the chamber, that they want to be in the top 25% for teachers because they've been seeing that impact. We want to make Batesville School District a destination district. And man, what a great start you got. I've seen the downtown project, I've seen your community center, and I'm seeing the impact study now from the chamber and your leadership. And so those are the kind of things that make this the place everybody wants to come and be a part of. And so it's exciting to be on the ground level with that. Matt took us out on the 4th of July, and we talked about a little bit of the development along the river that might happen in the future. So there's a vision here. There's a will to move, and it's a good time for people in this town thinking about the future and getting there. Marketing the good news, the Batesville School District, that's a communication issue. We're working on a communication plan on using either all the medias and getting the good word out. We've got 1,000,001 great things, but people are, number one, modest, and they don't want to brag on themselves all the time. Or they're so busy doing their job, they don't have time to go out and market that news too. So those are things we're going to be challenged with to overcome. And then partnerships with all stakeholders. One of the reasons I was interested in this job is because of the commitment and the focus and the quality of life in this community. And when I see what the bankers are doing, what the business people are doing, what the boosters in the schools are doing, what people who had kids and don't even have kids anymore are still doing and volunteering to be a part of. The commitment here is tremendous. So we've got partnerships that we're going to be able to take advantage of. And then a district focus and streamlining for uniformity and efficiency to maximize our resources. When you try to find the money to attract and retain staff or for all the other things you need, you've got to get to efficiencies. There are winners and losers when you talk about efficiencies. There are things we may have to do as a district to either downsize or to make efficiencies. And again, there's winners and losers. And then you've got to keep everybody with you, keep the morale going. And so this is something that they talked about, having the courage to do some of the things that people think we may not have to do. We're going to be listening, and we're going to be talking with the board, and we're going to be looking at the kind of things we have to do to become efficient, to free up enough money so that we can attract and retain and do a lot of other things that we need to do. And then career programs, producing students ready for work. And I was just involved in a process where we partnered with, it's called TCAL, and it's a careers, going straight from high school to career, either having a certificate to be able to go straight to work, or have partnerships that take on graduates and take them on and develop them themselves, but having those job-ready type situations for kids. All right, and then, so we get to talking about, now I got this I will use this with my leadership. I'll be working with my principals and directors, and we talked about the side of working as a family for continuous improvement. And this is, I hope this is inspirational for you too, because you deal with people in your business as well. And so I get this from the 10 Commandments of Truly Human Leadership, the book Everybody Matters by Chapman and Sisodia. And so go ahead and hit the first one. So this is what I'm sharing with my principals, and this is the way I'm going to ask them to care for their staff this year and to care for their students, but they really have their staff on the front lines they have to do. And then this is the way I'm going to care for my principals as well. But we're going to begin the day with a focus on the lives you touch. Who is it that you work with? Focus on them. Be in touch with them. Be present for them. Next. Know that leadership is the stewardship of the lives entrusted to you. This is my favorite quote of the 10. That leadership is the stewardship of the lives entrusted to you. Remember what it was like when you were under the leadership of someone else, or even now, or your supervisors, whatever. How is it that you wanted to be treated? How did you want things to happen? Remember, that stewardship's on you as the leader. All right? Embrace leadership practices that send people home each day safe, healthy, and fulfilled. And all of those are big challenges in today's society as well. Okay? Align all actions to an inspirational vision of a better future. Again, being inspirational when you come to work, trying to find ways to be inspirational so that people are charged, people that maybe their battery are low, that it helps them to make it through the day, through the week, or over the issues that they're confronted in their job. Next. Trust is the foundation of all relationships. Act accordingly. And if you trust, it's because you're consistent as a person, as an individual. You're true to the Rotaries. Now, we won't always be, but that's why we have our Rotary sayings and things. So that trust is what people will bond to you for, all right? Look for the goodness in people and recognize and celebrate it daily. When you focus on the goodness and the strengths, the weaknesses take care of themselves. When you vote, then you can put people in a position to succeed when you focus on their strengths. And a lot of times, you're trying to put a square peg in a round hole. It's because maybe you're not focusing on what their strengths are and where that fits. And then celebrate it daily. Again, be inspirational. Have fun in what you do. Next. Ask no more of or less of anyone than you would of your own child. Now that one made me think a little bit. Because I had 3 different kids. They're all different. And we have all kinds of folks in our system. And again, you've got to make sure you own it like a family, that what you're doing in education. All right. Lead with a clear sense of grounded optimism. And to me, that's just the only option there is. Next. Recognize and flex to the uniqueness of everyone. When we talk about an individual plan for a student, personalized student achievement, that's exactly what we're talking about today. We cannot afford to throw away anyone in our society. We need them all. And in education, unlike sometimes in business, think of the Blue Bunny ice cream. Blue Bunny ice cream talks about the best quality. And they take the best blueberries. Well, that's okay in business if you're trying to put that quality out, but we take everything that walks through our doors. Whether it's the good blueberries or a damaged blueberry, we're going to take them and we're going to take them where they're at, and we're going to find growth, and we're going to recognize their uniqueness and put a personal plan where they can grow. Next. And I think this is the last one. Always measure success, and this is my second favorite. Always measure success by the way you touch the lives of people. Now, we all have a lot of different things. Many of you have a lot of spreadsheets, goals, and charts, and numbers that you crunch to try to show your success. But in the end, when we touch the lives of people, that really is the way we're going to measure success. We're held accountable for a lot of different things, but this is the one that makes a difference for everybody. I never talked to a student who said, when I say, who's your favorite teacher, or what teacher made a difference in your life, it's not the one who goes, wow, that state test prep just turned me around. I couldn't, no, it was how they touched their lives and what they did for them at a certain point in their life that made a difference. And that's the same thing for not only me in education, but you where you're at in business. All right, I'm ready for some questions. Hopefully you want to talk a little bit, but if you don't, that's fine. What do you want to know about Batesville schools and where we're headed and what we're doing?
What do you think is the strength of the Batesville School District? The one thing.
Well, the first thing that I think of is your diversity. Because I got to tell you, I've been away from Arkansas a little while, and I wanted to make sure, and I've been involved in like an urban school district, and we had a lot of diversity issues, and I saw the way that touched lives and the way we bridged with people, because people are people, and it's about being real and understanding each other. And so when your diversity here is awesome, it's wonderful. And I think, I wouldn't know for sure, but to me, one of the things that helps is the magnets that we have, our magnet elementaries, where people can go to what they want to be, and it mixes our town and by talents and desires and goals. And I think that helps. But you have done a wonderful work here in your relationships and your diversity, race and ethnicity.
Well, Nelson was very positive in that. I'll ask you, in your short time being here, what do you see as your #1 challenge?
Attracting and retaining staff, finding the money to get that pay scale up to where it's above the state average, and as the impact study says from the chamber, they want to be in the top quartile. And so that means we've got to find efficiencies, and we've got to make some courageous decisions about what that means.
I don't want to hog thing, but I was very pleased
to see that you mentioned marketing, because I think it's
I
very
mentioned what?
marketing for the school district to tell what they're doing. And I think oftentimes the Batesville district doesn't do that as much as they could or should.
Right. No, we don't. And we met last week with a communications guru or expert, and we're developing a plan. I'm probably going to be on Twitter a lot, and we're going to, from newsletters to web presence to being in the community and out.
And
just
Twitter is good, both good and bad.
That's right. All of it can be used for both good and bad. So we're working on that. But thank you. We agree that that's probably, you saw from what the staff said, get out the good news about our district.
Yeah.
And most people are so modest. They just do what they do, and they don't realize that that's kind of the number one thing. The second thing is they're so busy doing what they do to be that good, they don't have time to market. So, yes, sir, you have.
I was just kind of curious. You said that, and I thought, well, this might not be the place. They talk about top quarter or whatever percentage. What does that look like in real numbers? And I'm talking about for a teacher coming to Batesville, if they're in the top quarter of benefits and things like that in the state of Arkansas, in real numbers, what's that range? Is that a first-year
I'm going to
teacher?
ballpark it because that's all I know right now. But we're probably, I think we're about 30. There's a difference in when you start and then how you do on the end of the scale. And we're better at once you've been here for a while than we are for hiring the first half of your career. That's not as good. And what I'm going to tell you is we're about at 34,000 on entry, and probably that's got to be about 38 to 40 to be in that top quartile. I think in Northwest Arkansas, I think they're about 42, 43 on that entry. That's going to be one of our biggest. That's who we lose to, and who we'll compete with probably.
Is there any way, you talk about efficiencies, but is there any way to raise that money other than through tax?
Efficiencies.
Just efficiencies.
And then we, like for instance, the indoor arena or whatever we call it. I mean, the commitment for this town is unbelievable on being able to, the partnerships we have, we cannot ask any better commitment from the community. In fact, I'll feel bad about, we'll have to watch how much we're out, petitioning or the community. You've got to watch that too. But I am telling you, that was one of the impressive things for me to see the kind of commitment you have here already for that. But we've just got to look at some of the first thing we can do is look at our efficiencies. And that's what we'll do. And we're going to we'll start with our own people and then all of our other stakeholders. What are ideas? What are things? And then we'll collaborate with the board, and we'll talk about that and try to put that into some strategic planning and try to go about in a 3 to 5 year process of making the decisions we can at least control. If we've done that, if other things down the road, when it comes to taxes, if we've done that, then we can be answerable to the public that, we've tried these things. We've made these cuts, these efficiencies, or these moves to maximize our dollars. And so being accountable with that first will have to be the job that we take care of.
What percentage of the budget is salaries now?
Probably 87, 86%, depending on what you put in. And that's true in all of education. That's your biggest expenses. It's the personnel. And so that's usually where people look. The first thing is you have to look there is what do we do with personnel. The other thing is in consolidation through the years for Batesville, whether it's been the other communities, we've inherited some campuses and things. And so that's fine in the state's picture, but then locally when you're spread out like that, then it becomes an inefficiency issue. The state consolidated and may have gotten some administrative costs down and things like that, but then the district is having to run all these campuses and things as well. So those are, again, some inefficiencies that involve communities and people, and like I say, there's winners and losers in those decisions. I'm excited about the performance of the kids. I can't wait to hear from the fine arts and the athletics and the debates and the FFA and just all the wonderful things that we have for kids to do. I'm excited to run with them and to watch them perform and watch them grow and just show us all their talent. So it's exciting, and I want to thank you for the opportunity to be here this weekend.
Thank you, Mike, for speaking today. We have a literacy project in our club, and so I don't have the book with me, but we're going to donate a book to the local library on your behalf.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we need to do the Joker draw. Mike, if you draw that for us, please. And while she's gathering that, you'll see that our upcoming speaker next week is Andrea Lee. I think she's the elected auditor of the state of Arkansas, so let's try and have a good turnout for here. She's one of our public officials.
Thank you. 424247.
Not Ronnie.
47.
Oh. 424247.
47. Yep. All right.
Have 37 on 10 off.
All right.
We'll try again.
Everyone, please remember July 29th for the canoe race. Sign up for that. We'll circulate that next week. Please put it on your calendar. It's an important event for us. And if there's nothing else for the good of Rotary, we'll end as we always do with the four-way test and things we think, say, or do. Number 1.
Is it the truth?
Number 2.
Is it fair to all concerned?
Number 3.
Will it build goodwill and better friendships?
Number 4.
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Have a great week.